Just when I thought sorting out whether or not we're going to be first or second in the Europa group stages was going to be the biggest part of today's episode, bam! Consortium completes York takeover. No further investment will be made at this stage, so can't win them all. At the very least, it gets that whole back and forth, is there going to be one, is there not going to be one, palaver dealt with once and for all at last. So, good. Also, in the middle of a season, not in the middle of a transfer window as well, so transfer embargo, irrelevant. One game played, Leicester 2-2, 2 goals scored, basically because Dutra wasn't in goal. Probably should have won it. I'll take a point away at the King Power Stadium because it's not the easiest place to go, even if Leicester aren't particularly well rated in the original database. The main event today, of course, is Napoli and Norwich. A pair of teams I really enjoy saying next to each other. Napoli and Norwich. Just sounds right. Napoli and Norwich. Napoli first, nice little trip to Italy, and then we welcome Norwich to York. So, one of the big things, by the way, speaking of welcoming, if I bob on this message here, has made headlines by promising to investigate, doesn't fill me with hope, the opportunity of building a brand new stadium which he envisages as being able to catapult the club into a new era of success. I think you're fine, mate. I've done that by myself. But I'm not 100% convinced by the word investigate in that sentence. But brand new stadium was part of the reasoning for taking over. Because the one we have is maxed out at 12,599 seats. And we have 11,370 ticket holders. We probably could do with a bigger stadium, yes. So we are. Win this match, we're first. Lose this match by more than 1-0. And there's a good chance we finish second. Under the assumption that we will both beat our opponents on the final day, of course. Carlo Ancelotti said some nice words about me. Just making friends with all the top managers. Well, I didn't see that injury go through. That's irritating. Is Dutra back? Is Dutra fine? No, still injured. Tomorrow. Great. So the team for this one will be as follows. Lumley is still in goal just because of that Dutra injury. Saxton, Coolidge, Rick and Shaw in the back line. Wilson, because I promised him some game time, he got a little bit upset. Bless him. Maxence and Grimes are in that midfield with Alonso on the left and Edwards back on the right. Just dropping Madeira from the first team because of, 6.56 of the last 5 games. Needs a wake-up call. Escobar up front. He actually scored against Leicester, so keep that going, my friend, and you may make that position yours for the time being. Both the other strikers are on the bench. Just want him to glance over his shoulder every time he's near the bench. Just a reminder, there are people who can take your place if you don't score, as Foreman's found out. Well, I'm not going to say passionately, we've got nothing to lose here. Yes, we have. First spot. I expect to win today. Everyone's motivated. Let's go. 2 people are happy. Everyone else is motivated. Well, there's a highlight after 1 minute and 20 seconds. This is interesting. Lumley saved. That's more than he did against Leicester. This is being played out a little bit too close to my goalkeeper for my liking. Saxton, though, on the ball. Moving forward. Still moving forward. Escobar's got it. No, he hasn't. Yes, he has. Who hit that? Maxence did. Well done, Maxence. That's not his name. Well done, Maxence. No one told me how to say that, by the way. Cassare? Still don't know. Saxton here just charges all the way down. Patella gets a foot on it, and yes, it's just Maxence who steps onto that ball and smashes it in. Not mash fit my arse. Knows how to hit the ball, still. Of course, 1 goal is great, obviously, provided we win this, or don't lose it. More to the point. If Napoli scored 2, we're in exactly the same situation as if they won 2-0, is what I'm trying to get at there. Because 2-1 and 1-0 for us would still put the head-to-head in their favour. So, yes, just don't let them score now, please, team. Or score twice. That's the main thing. Don't let them score twice. Once? Yeah, alright. That's fine. We'll still have the head-to-head and the point advantage going into the last game. Escobar moving on the right-hand side. Escobar puts it all the way across to Alonso. That's wasn't even really a cross, to be honest. Saxton. Come on, Saxton. I mean, he's in the middle. Maxence is about to do it again. No, he isn't. I so thought he was about to go smash that again. Escobar. His turn. Well done. That's why I keep the other strikers on the bench, just to make sure you keep doing things like that. So, again, Armini, head on the ball. Maxence, I just thought he was going to smash it there, to be honest. He's done it once already. No reason why I wouldn't do it again. Escobar, though. His turn. Good work. And now it's 2-0. I'm feeling a little bit safer. Nope, about to take a sip of a drink there, and that's not going to work out for me. Braga, David, they're moving this quite quickly. He's got past number 6. That's Wilson. Not doing Lumley saves. I say, Wilson, you're only in this team because you had a hissy fit, and I don't want to lose you just yet. His contract is up at the end of the year, and my board coaches keep suggesting, don't offer him a new contract just yet. And then they told me to put him on the transfer list because he may run down his contract. Well, maybe give him a new one then. Maxence, coaches can be so contradictory at times. Saxton on the left, Evers back at the back. Not quite. He scored an absolute banger against Leicester, by the way. I think that's 2 in 2 games actually for him before this one. So hopefully Evers back. That little talking to, or 2 in 3 games, sorry. That little talking to did did some wonders. I did not see us winning all 6 games. I know it's only 5 at this point, but hopefully you don't have a hissy fit about not being in the team anymore. Oh, Alonso came to me complaining about lack of game time, despite the fact he was bloody injured. So there's a reason you don't play. It's because A, you were injured, and B, Madeira is on paper better than you. But he's decided not to show it so far this year. There we go. Lovely team talk. Away we go. Second half. Let's keep this at 2-0. Just leave it at 2-0 to be honest. Don't need to score anymore. Don't need to make this a repeat of the Besiktas situation we had on stream, where I couldn't stop laughing for the 5 minutes afterwards. They've got a corner. It came from a highlight. I'm not expecting much from this. Maxence is charging though. Maxence is still going. He's been tackled. Everything's fine. Highlight probably ends somewhere around here. And yet it persists. Grimes on the ball. Still Grimes. He's played it through to Maxence. He's scored. It didn't end there. It ended with a goal. It's 3-0. Maxence has 2. In what is probably his first start this year. So glad you rejected that contract now, aren't you, Maxence? I know I am. I was sarcastic on his front, but serious on mine. The fellow Osorio let him take that on his right foot is a little bit absurd. Oh god, there's another highlight. Are we about to have a Besiktas situation? Mafundu. Yep, Escobar's coming through now. Let's see if he gets another one. No, Gebhardt saves. There's a novelty. Now, in fairness, we've had 9 shots on target. That doesn't add up. 9 shots on target, he's made 7 saves. We've had 3 goals. That doesn't add up. Courage, back to Shao. This highlight's persisting. It's persisting again when it really shouldn't do. Saxton. I don't know what's a highlight and what isn't anymore. Courage. This is changing my entire perspective on highlights. Lentas. Come on. I mean, what he's doing is wasting precious seconds of my life right now. And yours, because I'm not cutting this out. Alonso. He's put it in. Evers back to the back post. He's hit the post. All that was for a woodwork incident. Great. And there's another corner resulting from that. Will this one cut? Yes. We've found out a corner that hasn't resulted in a highlight. That's not the stat page I was expecting. We were less dominant against Leicester. And they were 15th. Of course, we've already made one change because of what actually happened to him? Upper body. I know the Italian is going to be a bit rough, but come on. Screw it. Loftus-Cheek might get an appearance here. I can't take Maxence off, but yeah, screw it. Velasquez for Evers back as well, just because he's the most tired. Forgot about my fullbacks there a little bit. Yeah, they'll be fine. Famous last words. Loftus-Cheek getting his first minutes. He came back from injury, then immediately got injured again. It was irritating. Alonso, Maxence. When I signed Loftus-Cheek on the pre-contract before his contract ran out with Olympiacos, I was thinking that was going to be my biggest transfer. Maxence has a hat-trick. Maxence, just give Loftus-Cheek a moment. I'm talking about him. Just don't be so selfish. Well done. Well done. 3 goals. That's fantastic. Yeah, I thought he was going to be the biggest name I was going to bring in, midfield-wise, at that point. No, Ivan Seri decided to be available, and, well, we know how that one ended. In an injury currently, but 6 player of the matches in 16 games. 17 now, I suppose. Loftus-Cheek, Zaniolo, Osorio. And are Napoli going to get a consolation goal here? Hang on, we've beaten Napoli better away from home than we have at home. How has this happened? Although somehow the saves add up again. Oh, they went close. Bless them, they're trying. Well, we're first, that's for sure. Lentas' 100th career appearance. Good news. Well done, everyone. Really special. No one gave us a chance. Oh, they never do, apparently. Wilson's out for not as long as I was fearing there. Maxence had a bruised ankle out of nowhere. Loftus-Cheek makes return to English football in Italy. Strictly speaking, he hasn't made a return to English football just yet. Lovely, there we are. That's great. Second knockout round, we avoid 1. Always useful. Saxton fitness. Yeah, I saw that one coming. He doesn't mind, apparently. Well, I'm going to rest him anyway because we don't need him. I was planning to rest a few people against Norwich anyway. It might backfire, but we do have to play Arsenal afterwards. By the way, before we get into this, Man United are having a bit of a Liverpool season so far. They haven't played Liverpool, ironically, yet, but so far so good for them. Right then, there's a huge match between Everton and Tottenham happening 8th and 9th, the 2 teams directly ahead of us. For 4 hours, in fact. So, that's resolved at a 2-0 for Everton, which means we cannot nip into 7th no matter what. Because they're on 25 points. A win here takes us to 24, potentially. And we could do with picking up a few more wins if we're going to get back into Europe. It's quite tight directly ahead of them, so if we get sort of right behind them in that pack, then there's every chance we can get back into those European spots. Just got to capitalise on one of those 7 just fading entirely. So the lineup here is slightly changed. We have Dutra back in goal. That's the main thing. Come on, there we are. Nearly messed that one up. Shaw on the left. Laird at right back just because we need to rest Saxton. Lentas steps in for Wilson in the anchorman role. Grimes and Seri back in that midfield. Madeira back on that left-hand side as well after being made to think about what he's done against Napoli. Or haven't done, more importantly. Alonso just the most tired really of the players other than Saxton and Shaw, but I can't allow anyone else other than Shaw on the right hand side. I may actually just rest Courage as well. There we are. Just Courage was on 92%. I want him to be absolutely fresh for the Arsenal game. I do have to risk players like Shaw and Seri's yellow card, most importantly, because we have to play Everton directly afterwards as well. So I need to be at full strength for both of those as much as possible. So if Seri picks up a yellow card and misses Arsenal, then he'll be back for Everton. If he picks one up against Arsenal, then he'll be out for Everton. So I lose either way, basically. But Everton at home, arguably, probably the more important game, depending on how good Arsenal are this year. By the end of things, we're at home though, so we'll start positive and we will fire away. Go there and finish straight exactly where you finished the last match. Not exactly where you finished the last match because you were in Italy then, and that's quite a journey to their goal, or our goal for that matter. Well, this highlight begins with Madeira heading it straight to David Raya, so let's find out where it ends up as well. They've got a Juanito. I can only respect that, to be honest. I wouldn't even be mad if he scores here. Nope, he's going to assist. That's not quite as nice. First chance for Norwich. I mean, there's not been particularly that many in total, but at least it's not Stefano Venturelli's first goal of the season. It's 7 goals, which I can also respect. 7 in 14 games is not a bad haul, particularly for a team like Norwich, who have done alright, I think, in general. I think they've been down a couple of times, but they've been in the top division for a little while now, a few years. Again, they had a couple of bounces up and down whilst we were making our way through the leagues. Madeira now, he's in space, he's bottled that. There's no other way to say it. He's absolutely bottled that opportunity. Do you need to go back on the bench, Madeira? Do you need a little bit longer on the naughty step? All right, last 15 or so, we will attack them. Just attack. They've come back into this. Oh, that's not great. Right, so it's York 0, Norwich 1. Napoli 0, York 4. Napoli 0, York 4. Napoli 0, York 4. That's basically going to be my team talk. If I could actually, give it properly. Someone's gashed Xiaonan's leg and he's fired up as a result. Not sure that's how that works. Don't have anyone to bring on left back. Technically, I'm going to bring Courage on there. I've just remembered that. Juanito on the ball, dispossessed. Lentas, second ball goes to Fernandez because why would we ever follow up on a tackle? Hillman. Juanito's got the ball again. This isn't great. He scored. First goal of the season for him. What is happening? Just straight over. Close him down. Put a foot in. No. Where's my goalkeeper going? Sergio, you're actually on. You're meant to be on the pitch this time. You're not injured anymore. You can actually be in the goal now. I'm going to have to bring Courage on over here. Oba's back to 6.4 for Oba's back as well. Show some passion, team, for the love of God. No? Okay then. That shout did literally nothing, but I don't think it's even gone through yet. Anything, team? Anything? 6.2 from Madeira. Right, you're off. So is Velasquez. So is Oba's back, sorry. Just anything from this team would be fantastic right now. Anything at all. Any highlight would be nice. No? Nothing? Football Manager. Yeah, he's not bad, in fairness. How has he escaped my radar? I feel like every league game I've aggressively told them we should have won that match after the last 4 matches. Oh, no. Leicester was fine. Liverpool was fine. West Ham, I was angry. Well, that's soured everything, hasn't it? I'm bringing you back for Tottenham and Chelsea. We knew that one already. Now, the only saving grace here is, of course, if you remember the second half of last season, we basically only lost like 2 games, I think it was, after January last year, and we started in a much worse position in the table before we hit January last year. So we can only hope for that again this year. Next time out then, Tottenham and Chelsea. Have a lovely weekend. Until next time, ta-ra. Norwich are better than Napoli.